Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Stuck in Traffic. First video I've done about this. Concept's simple. You're stuck in traffic. I am stuck in traffic. And going to give you just a couple minutes of information security information. If you like it, great. Leave me a comment on Twitter or on my blog. If not, no worries. Do a few of these, see how they work. Got this lovely dash cam, so might as well use it. So this weekend, had some good conversations. And I don't mean about Mr. Robot. Have you seen Mr. Robot? I have not seen Mr. Robot. I very rarely watch television. But apparently there's a character called the Boss. Apparently I look like the Boss. Knowing my friends, that's probably a big troll. But a lot of people hopped on that. Kind of has me concerned. So I guess I'll find out if someone has a screen cap or when it finally comes out on Netflix. No, but what I'm talking about in terms of good conversations, we're looking at code analysis, right? So you get your code, you scan it for known vulnerabilities, patterns and practices that may lead to exploitation, and where that's appropriate. So when I was at a financial services firm responsible for software development, we would use internal code analysis on our own products to make sure they were being built in a secure fashion. We're also using them, this is the interesting part, we're also using them as part of our vendor risk process. So I purchased some software, and I say in the contract, hey, we will test your code. Any vulnerabilities that you have, you will fix before we go live. This worked for third-party developed applications or COTS that was customized. I did it a couple different times, primarily on high-risk apps. Now that I'm on the testing side, I'm often pulled in on similar projects. So worked with another financial services firm earlier this year, and they're purchasing some menu applications for their storefronts, and same thing, right? So we were testing their code for them before they would accept and purchase it. So interesting use of SDLC and code analysis as part of a vendor risk management process, as part of vendor risk review. Another area that's got into is, hey, how does this compare and contrast with BITS? So BITS was an effort by the financial services industry to standardize these risk assessments so that on the vendor risk side, the vendors weren't having to answer 10, 15 things, 10, 15 different ways for every different client. Well, BITS and the SIG that you complete, which is a questionnaire, is all about the process. Do you have an SDLC process? Are you doing encryption, right? And was it this year? Probably towards the end of last year, I think it was. I was actually involved with a project helping a vendor get ready for the SIG and standardize their whole process so that they could win more business, have a smoother RFP. So BITS is all about the process, which is great. However, that doesn't necessarily give you any indication about the final product, right? As we talk all the time about security controls, they're only good when you check them. So it's a complementary process. BITS says you're doing the right things. Static code analysis and the actual application penetration test will tell you that the product that's produced by that methodology, by that system, is actually in fact free of defect or not many defects. So that was a conversation we had over the weekend. It was a good one. And hit me up with any questions, comments. And it looks like traffic is flowing, so I'm going to get back to driving. All right, have a good one. Cheers.